Hello everyone, welcome to our presentation on the pioneers of AI. Today we are going to walk you through the history of artificial intelligence, not just by looking at the code, but by looking at the visionaries behind the machines. From the abstract math of the 1940s to the deep learning of today, this is a story of how we taught machines to think. It all begins with Alan Turing. Long before we had silicon chips, Turing laid a theoretical groundwork for the entire field. He introduced the concept of the universal machine, which is essentially the blueprint for every computer we use today. But more importantly for us, he proposed the Turing test. He asked the fundamental question, can a machine exhibit behavior indistinguishable from a human? This question sparked the race for machine consciousness. However, AI didn't become an official scientific discipline until 1956. At the famous Dartmouth conference, this is where John McCarthy coined the actual term artificial intelligence. Alongside him was Marvin Minsky, who was incredibly optimistic. He co-founded MIT's AI lab and believed that we could create machines with human-level intelligence within a generation. I'll now pass it over to Zoraiz to discuss how they tried to achieve this.
Thanks. Following that conference, the dominant approach was something called symbolic AI. Alan Newell and Herbert Simon were the leaders here. They created the logic theorist, which was arguably the first AI program ever written. It could actually prove mathematical theorems. Their approach was based on the idea that human knowledge could be represented by symbols and logical rules. This paved the way for what we later called the expert systems. But there was a problem. The early pioneers had overpromised. They predicted rapid success, but when the technology failed to scale up to complex real world problems, skepticism grew. This led to massive funding cuts. The field had entered a period known as the AI winter. Research stalled, and for a long time, saying you worked on AI was almost a career killer. During this winter, one man kept the flame alive, Geoffrey Hinton, often called the godfather of AI. While most researchers had given up on neural networks, Hinton persisted. He championed the backpropagation given up on neural networks. Hinton had persisted. He championed the backpropagation algorithm, which is the mathematical method used to train these networks. His refusal to quit laid the foundation for the deep learning revolution we see today. And to tell you about that revolution, here is Rameez.
Hinton wasn't alone. He was joined by Jan LeCun and Joshua Bengio. Together, they are the godfathers of deep learning. Jan pioneered convolutional neural networks, or CNNs, which completely changed how computers see images. Meanwhile, Joshua made massive contributions to recurrent neural networks, helping machines understand sequences like human speech and text. This brings us to the modern era and Amos Hassabis. He co-founded DeepMind with the goal of solving intelligence itself. His team developed AlphaGo, the first program to defeat a professional human player at the game of Go. This was a massive milestone because Go requires intuition and not just mathematical calculation. Today, his work is pushing AI into science and healthcare. To wrap up, the history of AI is a story of resilience. We moved from Turing's math through the symbolic era of logic and survived the funding phase of the AI winter and emerged into the deep learning revolution by Hinton, LeCun, and Bengio. Today, visionaries like Hassabis are pushing these frontiers even further. Thank you for listening.